I don't remember. Wait, what's my hotkey for muting the mic? It's not that one. Wow, I sure hope I don't accidentally hit a hotkey that. Hi, Danny, Theo, how are you doing? Okay, you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm just gonna have this open. I'm gonna run a 30-second ad break because I forgot to refill my water bottle. So I will be right back. It's ad time. I have returned. Alright, stream. It's gonna be a fun one tonight. We are going to be hanging out right here on stream webcam. The fuck? Why do I look like this? My forehead's so bright. Why is it so bright? Okay, that's fine, that's good. See, it matters even more now because it's just gonna be webcam the whole time. You know what I did not think to set up? I did not think to set up showing. Hey, do you just want me to call you by your name on stream? Are you okay with that, or should I call you like NTT? Hi. What do you want me to call you on stream? And while we do that, I'm gonna figure out how to display my browser because I would like to be able to show you guys what I'm reading. Oh my gosh. So yeah, basically, fun stream tonight. We are just gonna be reading a variety of things. For mysteriousness. Alright. Well, you gotta give me a nickname. TTM? Alright. I shall call you TTM then. Crap. Okay. I'll have chat open there. I have this here. I have this here. Your old online cronies. Nice. Actually, I'm gonna move. Actually, no, I'm not, because I kind of need to see this. Alright. Basically, what we are doing on stream today is we're gonna read some stuff. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great. It's gonna let me practice my dramatic reading skills, and like cold reading and stuff, and we're just gonna have a great time. So right now, what I have prepared is an SCP page. It's SCP-426. I got 2 books from the author, from Asher. If you don't know Asher, he's great. He is an author and a streamer. Let's see if I can do this. Shout out Asher. What's his Twitch, bro? Hold on. What's the man's Twitch? What is his? See, server, no. Video stream announcements. Asher was here _ Asher what's here _ There you go. So go check out Asher because we're gonna be reading maybe both books, maybe just a couple chapters of one of them. I haven't decided yet. I have both of them open, but I don't. There. But that's gonna be fun. And then I have, my friend sent me like a 2-act, just a small, well, I don't know if it's small. Well, it's got like a very small group of characters, but it's just it's a play. I don't know where he got it from, but I'm gonna read it because it'll be fine. We'll be fine. Or I might read it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll get to what we get to. It's gonna be fun. Hey Cal, what's up? How you doing? How's your night going? Cookies. Oh my god. Kirby Catcher. What are you doing here? Hi, nice to see you. You're a tier 1 sub, Danny. Yes, you are. I am doing fine, Cal. I'm doing pretty good. I got bubble tea. I still haven't finished it. As per usual. As per usual. Cookies. Cookies are good. I wish I had. Hey, speaking of cookies, everyone who's here right now gets a pick of a whatever cookie they want from the cookie table off over there, right over there. Just go ahead, feel free. Anytime during the stream, go ahead and grab one. Also the boba on the other side of my cup. Okay. Yeah, so... Right. I was gonna figure out how to share my display here, so... This is gonna be awkward. We're gonna do some live tweaking here, you guys. You ready? Let's hope I don't fuck things up. Stream, what do I want to call this? Stream, I'll call it web page. Gonna move it up here. Okay, so we're on it right now, and we're gonna adjust everything live. So right here, webcam, gonna scooch. So we are gonna make me kind of tiny. I'm gonna also adjust chat. Where are you? Here you are. Why are you not under? These are two separate things. I would like to add them into a group. Group selected items, chat. So now I can just move you guys over. Can I? No. No, I cannot. It's fine. We're adjusting. We're figuring it out, you guys. We're figuring it out. I'll move you over there. And we'll move my webcam over here. Wow, sure wish it didn't do that. Aggressive keyboard tapping. We're gonna move my support labels as well. Which are, oh, wrong support labels. Social media labels, that's what I'm moving. Move those. Let's put them up here. Some live editing, you guys. This is great. We're doing great. Alright, how's that look? Nice. Alright, everything looks good. Everything looks good. I'm gonna lock. Close, lock. We love to see it. And now I just need to get it to capture the Chrome tab. Oh wow, thank God I didn't have anything else open, because that really just went straight to this. Okay, this is kind of hard to read, don't you agree? Very small, and look at all the space I have, like, underneath me. High quality. Thanks, guys. We're working on it. How do I fix this? I think, you know what would help? I'm gonna move. I'm adjusting tabs on my screen. So I'm gonna make that big. And now I help. Oh my gosh. I'm going to shrink that. I'm gonna unlock chat. I'm gonna make you guys a wee bit smaller. Okay. Can I make you... I want to make you, like, longer. Here. Chat box. That did not do what I wanted it to. Whatsoever. How do I... Hello? Can I adjust height? Oh, wait, no, because this is gonna adjust chat box for everything. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. We'll just work with it. We'll work with what I have. You can tell, obviously, I'm not very good at this. Okay, I'm gonna center you. Thank you for the love, Cal. I'm gonna center you. Are you, does this look good? Are you too small? I think you're okay. I don't have stream open. I only have OBS to see, and like obviously it's not a perfect representation of what it looks like. No, I don't want stream manager. I want to be able to see my own stream. That's not what I want to watch myself. Twitch, I'd like to watch myself. Here we go. Mute myself. Alright, yeah. Looks fine. So we're just gonna make the webpage bigger. I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it upwards. Well, actually, if I keep it downwards and then I overlay my webcam on top. Go underneath things. There. And then I have webcam here. I shouldn't be blocking too much on the page. Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll move the social media. We'll expand. Oh! Whoa. Too much. We'll expand it. This expands very quickly and very easily. Alright, that looks okay. That's good. And then if I just zoom in, like here, manually. Oh, too much. And now you can see it. Right? Catch up, come on. Stream delay. I don't got time for this. Yeah, alright. We're good. We're looking good. We are looking good. Sing mode? That's the first time that's been redeemed. Alright. Well, how long am I supposed to do this? I forgot what I set it to. 5 minutes! 5 minutes! Okay. Well, I have set a timer for 5 minutes. I guess I'm gonna sing while I read about SCP-426. Well, I believe everything is set up. I believe everything looks good. I think it is time to start reading. Don't you agree? Sorry, there's a Discord notification that I cannot see and that I'm trying to clear out because I am the type of person who does not like having notifications. Unread notifications. Alright. There's still 4 minutes of this left. I might shorten the time after the stream. No. I'll just shorten it to like 3 minutes. That's plenty of time. But now we are going to read about item number SCP-426. Its object class is Euclid. A Greek mathematician. Euclid SCP. Euclid class SCPs are anomalies that require more resources to contain completely, or where containment isn't always reliable. Usually this is because the SCP is insufficiently understood or inherently unpredictable. Cool, so this SCP is dangerous. Euclid. Thank you for correcting me. You learn something new every day. There's still like over 2 minutes left of this. But it's okay because we're moving on to the special containment procedures. This is really where it starts. All right, well, here we go. I am to be sealed in a chamber with no windows through which I may be viewed. The door to my chamber must have a label completely unrelated to my designation or identity in order to prevent unintended spread of my primary effect. Only level 3 and above personnel are to know of my presence and particularly of my properties. Assigned personnel are to be rotated out on a monthly basis to prevent contamination by my secondary effect. Psychiatric evaluation is mandatory at the end of the month. If personnel are deemed unaffected, they may be reassigned to me no less than 4 months after their last rotation with me. Any affected personnel are to be given a Class C amnestic and transferred to a different site. Thank you for the love, Cal. Description. Hello, I am SCP-426. I must be introduced this way in order to prevent ambiguity. I am an ordinary... I am an ordinary toaster, able to toast bread when supplied with electricity. However, when any human being mentions me, they inadvertently refer to me in the first person. Despite all attempts, there is yet to be a way to speak or write about me in the third person. When in my continuous presence for over 2 months, individuals begin to identify themselves as a toaster. Unless forcibly restrained, these people will ultimately harm themselves in their attempts to emulate my standard functions. I was discovered in the home of the family after the gruesome deaths of 3 of its members. I had been given to the younger Mr. and Mrs. as a wedding gift. No card or any other identifying markings had been found on my box. Approximately 2 months after the family received me, fire crews were dispatched to the home due to an electrical fire. The younger Mrs. died from the electric discharge that she had caused when attempting to devour an electric socket. The other 2 victims had died shortly before the fire occurred. The elder, Mrs. had gorged herself with nearly 10 kilograms of bread before her stomach burst and she died of internal bleeding. The younger, Mr. died of severe blood loss after attempting redacted with me. The sole survivor was the elder, Mr. who was suffering from severe malnutrition. He stated that he had inserted some bread a week prior and was still waiting for the toast to pop out. I was confiscated by the Foundation after police noted my unusual properties. A Class C amnestic was administered to the affected officers. Experiment Log 426-1. Date redacted. Subject D-Class Personnel D-46-1. Hydrate. You want me to hydrate? Okay. Here is your hydrate. Procedure. D-426-1 was asked to describe what he believed was contained in my chamber. He was not informed about my identity or properties. Another Sigma! Oh my god. Okay. SCP is just gonna be... Alright. Details. D-426-1 stated I'm probably some huge monster holed up in there. That's what you guys have all over the place, right? D-426-1 remained oblivious to his use of the first-person pronoun. Experiment Log 426-2. Subject D-Class Personnel D-426-2. Procedure. D-426-2 was placed in my chamber and given regular meals through a dispenser. No communication with D-426-2 was permitted. Multiple cameras were situated in the chamber, positioned so that I was outside of their field of vision, but allowing constant observation of D-426-2. D426-2. We remained sealed until my secondary effect manifested in the subject. I was bolted to the floor so that I could not be moved into a camera's view. Details. After 45 days of isolation, D426-2 wrapped his arm around me and began conversing with me, stating that we were brothers. D426-2 never deviated from using the first pronoun plural when speaking with me. Subject was terminated 1 hour after this event. It is theorized that the isolation accelerated the progression of my secondary effect. Experiment log 426-3. Subject D-class personnel D426-3. A screw was removed from me and shown to D426-3, who was asked to describe it. D426-3 was not informed about my identity or properties. D426-3 referred to it as my screw. Consistent with the experiment 426-1, the subject was oblivious of his use of the first person in his description. This suggests that even if I were destroyed, my effects would still be inherent in my remains. Experiment log 426-4. D-class personnel D426-4. D426-4 was placed in isolation in a cell adjacent to my chamber to be observed until my secondary effect manifests. No effects appeared. D426-4 was terminated 90 days after the start of the experiment. Thank God there are some limits to my effects. A lot of us were really starting to get worried about me. Dr.
I didn't find that on Apple Music.
What? I did not ask for you, Siri. Thank you for trying, I guess. Well, if anyone else here knows about SCPs and has one in particular that they would like me to read, then I will be happy to. But for now, we shall move on to the Tiramis books. Now, I said before at the beginning of the stream that these books are written by Asher, who is a really cool person. I have not known him for that long, but he is in a studio that I am in as an extra voice actor. We are both part of the Omega Light Studios. And Asher also streams on Twitch, and he is currently setting up his own Minecraft SMP, which I was going to apply for, but... Excuse me. There we go. I was going to apply for it, but then I figured that I probably wasn't quite the fit for it, and that I may not have had the time. Time and energy. But it sounds really amazing. It is vanilla Minecraft with custom weapons and powers involved, and it is scripted, and there is a story, and I'm really excited for the content to start releasing. But it is called the Tiramis SMP because it is based off of his books. And the 2 books he has here on a Wattpad are it's gone. I'm done. The two books. Do I have a limit on how many times sing mode can? I'm gonna be making some adjustments after this. So the 2 books he has on Wattpad is wow, words. Tiramis 1, Necromancy, a D&D style adventure. And then he has Tiramis Reincarnation, which is an isekai novel? You don't have enough points. But apparently it's an older story that's completed, and he won't edit. So this one, so I'm assuming this is like the first, and it's probably not his best. But then we have this one, which I'm pretty sure is the one that he's now working on. So I'm gonna probably read this one actually. So there are 19 chapters right now, and I'm probably not gonna read through all of them, but yeah, we'll just start at the first chapter. So if any of you are, however, interested in reading, I will go ahead and share that in chat. So feel free to go ahead and add that to your library. You can read it on your own time. Like Asher's a great writer. He's really passionate about what he does. It's great. Guy's awesome. So Discord. Hey, if I put this cool. Oh, cookies. All right, let's start. Wow. Off to a great start. All right. You have an SCP article that you want me to read? Go, yeah, for sure. Go ahead and send the link in chat and I'll check it out. Wow, it's getting hot. I'm gonna take... Why is there a balloon in here anyway? I'm gonna put this shirt on actually. I bought a new shirt from the mall today. From ThinkGeek. It's a My Hero Academia shirt. I grabbed it wrong. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. This is the shirt I got. Where's the... Here it is. Don't need that. Anybody here watching My Hero Academia? My Hero Academia Season 5? Endless Killer IKEA. Oh! Great. Yeah, I'll check that one out. Sounds fun. That opened on the wrong tab. But we are going to start by reading this. We're very zoomed in. Very fun, very fun. Okay. Together to sing again. Guys, please. Please. I need a break. Got it. Thank you. I should really I need to figure out how to make it cause hydrate, it doesn't show up in the stream chat, which is what I'm like primarily looking at, which I guess is partially my fault. I should probably have it open here. Yeah, I should just have chatty open instead. So I'm gonna actually adjust tabs a bit more. If it'll let me. Okay, apparently that's as far as I can adjust them. That's good enough. Here you go, Cal. Alright, so I'm gonna read maybe 1 or 2 chapters of this, depending on how long they are. Actually, this kind of looks long, so it depends on how quickly we get through it. But I'm going to start getting into some legitimate dramatic reading. We had our fun with the singing, the SCP stuff, but yeah. So I'm gonna get into proper acting mode, you know? Just to fun, just to yeah. All right. I actually, you know what? I think this calls for some some different music, because this lo-fi jazz stuff, it's not cutting it. Copyright free in cinematic music. This one. these ones? Perhaps? 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 And let me know if the audio like sounds unbalanced or anything. I'll go ahead and try and adjust it quickly. It's so quiet. This is so... It's hard to find music that matches the mood, you guys. You know what? What if I... Oh, I have an idea. You know how this is a D&D inspired book? I am going to... Oh wow, it's starting to pick up actually. I have this like tabletop audio website that's really cool. So I'm going to find an audio that fits with it. Let's try this one. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. How do I turn it down? Where's the volume? I know there's a way. Wow, it's very loud. Okay, that's good. Alright, ready? It's acting time. I can't take this seriously. Okay. What does a dwarf sound like? She's dead! Kuno the dwarf busts through the tavern doors and into the open wooden building. He stumbled, tripping over himself in the process and staring around at the bright eyes that pierced his skin. Everyone in the tavern peered over at this short-bearded man, plenty of different faces all looking in his direction, from the demonic-looking tieflings to the tall elves with pointy ears. Many of Tyramis's most interesting inhabitants came to the tavern in Alpine. The tables were spread out, and to the left of Kuno lay the bar, where not many people sat. He rushed over to the beastman, who ran the tavern quickly, ranting about how the girl he was adventuring with was slaughtered. Nobody batted an eye at Kuno's story, as this kind of thing happened all the time. Many adventurers die, and there isn't much anybody can do about that. Adventurers go on quests here in Tyramus, and things happen. People die. Sin was the bartender. He was half beast, half man. He held ginger fur and a warm expression. Sharp teeth protruded from his wolf-like face, and his ears were pointed and keen. Sin ran the tavern every day of his life, and quite enjoyed himself. He always tried his best to console Kuno, as he was always stirring up trouble. "All right, Kuno, tell me the story," Sin said with his dark voice. He looked at Kuno, but continued to make a drink for another patron as the burly dwarf sat down. "The girl, she was killed," Kuno said, his voice shaking. "No shit, but how did it happen? I assume you bursting in here all dramatically was a part of the plan, right? If you didn't want to talk about it, you'd come in like everyone else who would just watch someone die, silent and heartbroken." I'm about to sneeze. The sneeze went away. Sin scoffed and rolled his eyes, placing a drink next to one of the patrons before getting a second glance at him. Something about this particular patron caught Sin's attention. This creature was different compared to many of the other beings he had seen before. He looked human or elvish to Sin, but smelled demonic. The man had crimson red hair, tan skin, and held such an awkward expression. He wore a burgundy cloak around his neck and shoulders. His shirt was black, and he held 2 golden bracers with chains around them on his wrists. It's like he was a prisoner. But who would make prison chains out of gold? Sin thought. Something about this man caught his eye. Kuno told his story, and Sin barely listened as he studied the man who was sitting at his bar. Something about him was off. And then what are dwarf accents? Like, what was Tala? I had a character. I don't remember if she was a dwarf or a gnome. She was a gnome. The fuck do dwarves sound like? And then the dead came back to life and dragged her under the ground. Kuno paused. Hey, Sin, are you even listening? This caught Sin's attention, and he turned back around to face his friend.
Yes, the girl was killed by the monsters and it was horrifying. You came back alive and now you aren't getting paid. What else is new?
Sin replied sarcastically, pretending as if he was listening to Kuno. Sin, this is serious. The dead came back to life. They were undead. Here, in Tiramis, Kuno said. Sin's expression changed as he picked up on Kuno's actual distress.
What did you just say?
Sin asked. His eyes widened as he actually started to pay attention to what Kuno was saying.
Did you just say the dead came back to life?
Sin whispered and looked around at the tavern, making sure nobody was really paying attention to him and the dwarf. However, the man in red was staring directly at them. Shit, he knows, Sin thought, before trying to change the subject to de-escalate the situation. Is this Sin? Yeah.
Look, if you want my real advice, I'd recommend not taking inexperienced adventurers on quests. They usually end up dying, no matter how strong they look. People die. Get over it, Sin said, trying to dissuade the conversation.
The man in red scoffed at this, scowling and furrowing his brow. This caught Sin's attention.
Maybe I can use this to interrogate him, he thought. Perhaps he didn't hear about the undead being back. I don't want to cause panic. What? You have a problem, pal?
Sin asked, turning his attention away from Kuno and towards the other patron. Death shouldn't be taken so lightly, he said. His voice was higher than expected, flowing out like a waterfall. This immediately changed Sin's perception of the man. Is this still him speaking? I can't tell if this is Sin or the ginger guy. Why are there so many... Neither should proof about the undead. I agree with him, Kuno stuttered slightly. Adventurers die, and we understand that, but it doesn't have to be meaningless.
Look, both of you.
Sin calmed down and expressed himself in a more mature way.
I've seen a lot of people come in here shouting about how someone died on their quest. People don't really bat an eye anymore unless they are popular, Sin sighed. As far as the undeath goes, we don't want to cause panic or get a bunch of foolish adventurers to check it out and end up dead. Dwarf, I want you to tell me about what happened, and if the dead really came back to life, I want to know about it. I'm sorry your friend is dead, and I wish her all the best with the angels. The man in red said, doing a better job at cheering up Kuno than Sin ever could. Undead is serious, and I agree with Sin. Nobody else should know of this. We don't need foolish adventurers running off and getting killed. I'll gladly share any information, Kuno said, before pausing with a sad look on his face. We saw 4 undead creatures. Why are there so many commas? I don't know. This is writing, I guess. We saw 4 undead creatures. An inquisitor had sent me on the mission just to check around and see what one of the squires saw. See if what one of the squires saw earlier that day was real. Are you sure what you saw was undead? The man in red asked, staring intently at the dwarf as he took a sip of his drink. Oh, see, that's a good indicator of accent. Aye, lad. They were human skeletons with flesh falling off their bones, blood around their mouths and sharp, crooked teeth. They came up from the ground and dragged the kid under there. She fought them off, but there were too many. I just ran for it. Kuno downed the rest of his drink after this statement. Don't fret about it. There wasn't anything more you could do. If the undead are really alive, we should certainly keep this to ourselves, Sin said. We don't want any inexperienced adventurers delving into the crypts just to get eaten and risen. We don't want to fuel their armies.
If your friend was so young, why would you take her on a mission? The man in red asked. Kuno stopped for a moment, thinking back on his decision. Sin noticed the regret in his eyes. She wasn't much of my friend, but I lad, they were human skeletons with their flesh. She wasn't much of my friend, but she insisted on checking out the crypts with me. She would get angry when I got too close and never spoke a word. But she was one hell of a... The doors flew open, falling off their hinges and onto the ground. Sin rolled his eyes, knowing he would be the one to have to fix those. Everyone in the tavern went silent, and a man in the back stood up from his seat.
Sin turned to see the man. He was a black-haired inquisitor who sent out adventurers on missions. This is Sin. You're... He shouted, and Kuno followed suit with a terrified but also relieved expression. Sin looked back to the tavern doors and sighed. This is going to be my whole night, isn't it? He thought before returning to the counter. Someone was at the door. It was someone who was presumed dead. The Shadow Girl. Dun dun dun! Alright, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna switch over to SCP, unless you guys want to continue. But I can switch back. Clearing. This is fun. This is fun. We're having a good time. Everyone good with how you guys doing? How's the audio sounding? How's my reading? Is it clear? Do I need to enunciate? Are you hearing anything weird? For the redactions that are required within the articles. That's fine. It just adds to it. Excuse me. Like there are way less redactions here than there were in the toaster one. So. Alright. This is SCP-3008. Or 3008. I'm gonna say 3008 because that's sounds better. You know what? There are also sci-fi audios in here. So if I wait, no, that's oh yeah. Let's see if I can find. How does this one sound? This one's called Secret Facility. So I just thought it would fit. If you ever need a break, shoot me a message. And you can read. Alright. Thanks for the offer, but I mean the whole stream is like for me. But I will keep it in mind. Thank you. Yeah, you're okay with us calling you Aiden. Excuse me. Alright. SCP-3008. Item number SCP-3008. Object class. What was it? Euclid. Euclid. Another Euclid. Alright. Special containment procedures. The retail park containing SCP-3008 has been purchased by the Foundation and converted into Site Blank. All public roads leading to or passing by Site Blank have been redirected. The entrance to SCP-3008 is to be monitored at all times, and no one is to enter SCP-3008 outside of testing as permitted by the senior researcher. Humans exiting SCP-3008 are to be detained and then debriefed prior to the administration of amnestics. Dependent upon the duration of their stay in SCP-3008, a cover story may need to be generated prior to their release. Any other entities exiting SCP-3008 are to be terminated. The music's getting intense. Description: SCP-3008 is a large retail unit previously owned. Dr. Bright is not a senior researcher. SCP-3008 is a large retail unit previously owned and branded as IKEA, a popular furniture retail chain. A person entering SCP-3008 through the main entrance and then passing out of sight of the doors will find themselves translocated to SCP-3008-1. This displacement will typically go unnoticed as no change will occur from the perspective of the victim. They will generally not become aware until they try to return to the entrance. SCP-3008-1 is a space resembling the inside of an IKEA furniture store, extending far beyond the limits of what could physically be contained within the dimensions of the retail unit. Current measurements indicate an area of at least 10 measurements. Kilometers? Yeah, 10 kilometers squared, with no visible external terminators detected in any direction. Inconclusive results from the use of laser rangefinders has led to the speculation that the space may be infinite. SCP-3008-1 is inhabited by an unknown number of civilians trapped within prior to containment. Gathered data suggests they have formed a rudimentary civilization within SCP-3081, including the construction of settlements and fortifications for the purpose of defending against fortifications for the purpose of defending against SCP-3082. SCP-3082 are humanoid entities that exist within SCP-3081. While What are we getting so intense for? Jesus. Wow, we're really, like, something's happening in SCP. Something's happening in this. I think someone just died in there. Where am I? SCP-3082 are humanoid entities that exist within SCP-3081. While superficially resembling humans, they possess exaggerated and inconsistent bodily proportions, often described as being too short or too tall. They possess no facial features and, in all observed cases, wear a yellow shirt and blue trousers consistent with the IKEA employee uniform. SCP-3081 has a rudimentary day-night cycle determined by the overhead lighting within this space activating and deactivating at times consistent with the opening and closing times of the original retail store. During the night instances of SCP-3082... During the night, instances of SCP-3082 will become violent towards all other life forms within SCP-3081. There we go. During these bouts of violence, they have been heard to vocalize phrases in English that are typically variations of, "The store is now closed, please exit the building." Once day begins, SCP-3082 instances immediately become passive and begin moving throughout SCP-3081 seemingly at random. They are unresponsive to questioning or other verbal cues in this state, though will react violently if attacked. SCP-3081 is known to have one or more exits located within, though these exits do not appear to have a fixed position, making it difficult to leave SCP-3081 once inside. Using any other door besides the main entrance to enter the structure, or breaking through the walls of the retail unit leads into the non-anomalous interior of the original store. Since containment began, 14 individuals have managed to exit SCP-3008. Following extensive debriefing, all individuals have been administered amnestics and released. Unless the day is foggy, then they are still aggressive, because it has its own weather section. Oh, interesting. Incident 3081. At 0037 on Redacted, a human male exited SCP-3008, followed 10 seconds later by an instance of SCP-3082. SCP-3082 caught and killed the man before itself being terminated by armed response personnel. This incident represents the only time an instance of SCP-3082 has been seen exiting SCP-3008. A full autopsy on the corpse was performed. See 3082 autopsy log for more details. The man was carrying an IKEA-branded journal, seeming to document his time in SCP-3081, transcribed below verbatim. And here's the journal. So, I'm writing this to document what I can only assume is my sudden descent into insanity. I can't possibly be that bad a navigator, and yet, as I write this, I've been trapped in IKEA for 2 days. I haven't seen another person in the entire time I've been here. I thought it was a prank at first. Turn the place into a maze, get all the people out and see how long it takes me to get lost, then everyone has a good old laugh. Realized that wasn't the case when I tried to backtrack. Everything had changed, so I ended up lost. Instead of the exit, it was just row after row of bookcases. So, I'm trapped in IKEA. Sounds like the setup for a bad joke. The lights went out at 10 p.m. Nearly gave me a fucking heart attack. That loud electrical thunk sound and then pitch blackness. The place is full of beds though, and my phone has a torch on it, but no damn signal. So I found a bed and went to sleep. Spent most of the next day trying to find my way out with no luck. Did find a restaurant serving those meatballs, though, so at least I won't starve. That's probably the punchline to that joke. Anyway, they were still warm and fresh, but I haven't seen anyone around who could have cooked them. Made my way back to the beds before the lights cut out again, since it's too dark to search with them off. It's 9:10 a.m. now. The lights came back on a little while ago. I'm sure I've searched the entire area around where I came in now, and the exit obviously isn't here. So I'm going to pick a direction and hope for the best. Day 3 of my magical IKEA mystery adventure. If I wasn't sure that there was something seriously weird about this place before, I am now. Walked for 3 hours in a more or less straight line, insert IKEA joke here, before I came across a ladder next to one of those huge stock shelves they have here. Climbed up to get my bearings, and it looks like this place just stretches on forever. Like that scene from The Lion King, except instead of trees and grass, it was all shelves and tables and crap. I did see a person moving not too far away though, so I headed over. I thought it was a staff member at first. It was wearing the uniform. And hell, maybe it was. Maybe freakish 7-foot-tall monsters with long arms, short legs, and no faces are just the kinds of things they want working at Super IKEA. Damn thing completely ignored me though. And with no eyes or ears, I can't even be sure if it knew I was there. Thought about shoving it or something to get its attention, but its hands were big enough to crush a watermelon, so I decided against it. It just kept moving along, and eventually I lost sight of it, so I decided to carry on the way I was going. Anyway, no comfy bed for me tonight. Looks like I've entered the improbably hard and pointy table section of the store. Guess I'll have to make do with some bunched up tablecloths. Phone battery died during the day too. Didn't work anyway, but I feel like I've just lost some vital lifeline. You ever see one of those cartoons where they're going through doors in a hallway and they just pop out of another door in the same hallway? That's how I feel right now. I've seen nothing but the same identical bookshelf for 2 days now. Just row after row of them. I mean, come on! I love books as much as the next guy, but this is excessive. I'm obviously still moving forwards though. I can see the signs hanging overhead passing by. Too bad none of them say exit. Not sure who I was addressing that question to. Let's just say it was practice for the autobiography I'm going to write when I get out of here. I'll call it my perfectly normal trip to a regular old IKEA. And then if I ever get out, is crossed out. Finally found some other people. Yeah, turns out I'm not the only poor bastard trapped in here. Lucky for me, I guess. My 6th night here, 2 of those staff things came at me in the dark. Different from the first one I saw, but still messed up. Heard them coming. They were saying that the store was closed and I had to leave the building, all nice and polite like. I'm not sure which part of that was weirder, that they don't have mouths, or that they were apparently trying to kill me while they were saying it. Came at me like rabid dogs. So I legged it, sprinting through IKEA in the dark like a fucking madman. I saw it when I cleared another stand of those giant...
I was gonna say you
Hey.
can go, but you're reading SCP, so here ya go.
Thanks for the cheer, man. How you doing? You get cookies off the cookie table over there. Or whatever you want. I'm gonna move. I realize now that my sound alerts probably isn't in the best place. Okay, yeah, they're kind of in an awkward place. Alright, they're good now. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. We're reading, having fun with SCP. SCP's got some good stuff. I might also look up creepypasta just for fun, because this entire stream was basically inspired by one of Max Danziger's streams where he was reading creepypasta. So I'm like, you know what? That sounds fun. I'm gonna do that. So here I am. Anyway. I saw it when I cleared another stand of those giant stock shelves, all lit up with torches and floodlights. They've built a whole town in here. Got a massive wall built out of shelves and beds and tables and whatever else. I swear to God, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Anyway, I guess they saw me coming, or maybe they heard my manly bellows of fear, because they had a gate open and 2 people were there waving me in. Heard the staff thing slam into the gate behind me after it closed, still politely informing us all that the store was now closed. They wandered off eventually, though. You'd be a totally good VA. Aw, thanks, Aiden. That means a lot. That means a lot. They call the town Exchange because that's what's on the sign hanging from the ceiling directly above it.
Exchange and returns. All lit up against the night using lights they found and plugged into the power lines. And there are beds and food and people. Over 50 wonderful people with regular-sized limbs and a full set of facial features. It's now my 7th night here, and the first one not spent in darkness. A full week living in IKEA. There's probably a TV show in that somewhere. Now that I'm around other people, I'm starting to feel more normal. Maybe normal isn't the word, but after a week with only the sound of my own footsteps for company, I was becoming increasingly sure that I'd just gone nuts. That I was tied up in some padded room somewhere banging my head against the wall. But no. It's this fucking music, man. What the hell? Is there another... This one? We'll let that play and see how that sounds. But no, I feel quite sane now, thank you very much. Apparently, there are other towns out there. Some with more people, some with less. I found that fairly mind-boggling. How can that many people go missing with no one noticing? Surely someone would have noticed that everyone who goes to IKEA seems to fucking vanish. Or maybe it's not everyone. Maybe we're just the lucky ones. The people here just call those staff monsters things the staff. Apparently, they are fine during the day, minding their own business, walking along the aisles. As soon as those lights go out, though, they go fucking bonkers. So, during the day, people go out to find food, water, and whatever else they need. Apparently, there are restaurants and shops around that randomly get restocked. No one knows how. Maybe the staff do it. Apparently, they aren't very good at their jobs, though, because the restocking sometimes takes a while, which means the food needs to be rationed. Maybe if they weren't so busy chasing people around in the dark, they'd get more done. Anyway, when night comes, the staff go nuts, and everyone holds up inside the walls. Apparently, it's the same everywhere in this place, whatever this place is. Your IKEA, from whence all other IKEAs sprang. Or maybe we're all still just in the regular IKEA, and this is all some fever dream brought on by mind-numbing boredom. Who knows? Been here for 10 days now. Most of the people I asked said they stopped keeping track a long time ago, and one guy, Chris, said he'd been in here for years. Years. Illegible scribbles. Apparently, there are rumors of people who do manage to get out, and of people who see the exit only to have it... Apparently, there are rumors of people who do manage to get out, and of people who see the exit only to have it vanish before their very eyes. I get the feeling not everyone believes that, but I do. Explains how we got stuck in here in the first place, sort of. And I mean, come on. Staff monsters? Row after endless row of high-quality Swedish furniture? I don't know why they would find a disappearing door so hard to believe in. Anyway, I went out scavenging for food at a nearby shop with Sandra and Jerry today. Once you learn the landmarks of this place, it's not so hard to navigate. The overhead signs help a lot, but there are others. Not too far in the distance, a huge section of those giant stock shelves has collapsed against each other, and way off in the east, we all assume it's east anyway, apparently IKEA doesn't sell compasses, is some kind of tower that looks like it's made of wood, reaches all the way to the ceiling. Maybe they were trying to break out through the roof. Lights up at night, so there must be people there, but it's apparently a few days' walk, which means it must be miles away. So no one here really knows for sure. Apparently, I got incredibly lucky sleeping out in the open for a week without getting ripped to bits by the staff. That's me. Lucky, lucky, lucky. We found some food in the shop. Guess the staff restocked it during the night, which was nice of them. There was a telephone on the wall, so I figured I'd try it out. There was a voice on the other end, but they were just talking nonsense. Random words strung together with no real meaning. You ever see a video of someone with aphasia? Kind of sounded like that. Aphasia, loss of ability to understand or express speech caused by brain damage. Kind of sounded like that. Didn't answer me when I spoke to them anyway. Sandra says all the phones in here are the same. Oops, asking the journal questions again. I was thinking last night. The ceiling on this place is pretty high, and as far as anyone can tell, it goes on forever. Shouldn't there be some kind of weather in here? I'm sure I read about some NASA building that was so big it had its own weather patterns with clouds and stuff. This place is definitely bigger than that. But now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure I've never felt so much as a temperature change in here. I'll add it to the grand list of weird bullshit. The staff attacked the exchange last night. Must have been 20 or 30 of them, all just asking us to leave the store calm as you like, while trying to smash the walls down with their bare hands. Apparently this happens pretty regularly, so everyone is prepared for it. Knives from the restaurants, lawnmower blades made into hatchets, a fire axe. One guy, Waism, even made a functional crossbow. Anyway, the walls have holes in them, which I hadn't noticed before, specifically so we can stab out at the staff when they attack. Took a couple of them down myself. They don't seem to bleed, which is weird, but they go down as easy as a regular person once you start sticking holes in them. We had to haul the bodies away in the morning. Apparently the dead ones will attract more during the night, so we had to get them away from exchange. We have a couple of those trolley things they use to move big boxes around, so we loaded them up and took them over to pickup. Apparently, people just name everything in here after whatever sign is hanging overhead. Pickup was grisly. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of dead staff all piled up. There was no smell, which was a blessing. Apparently, in addition to not bleeding, these things don't rot either. My curiosity got the better of me while we were unloading them, so I took a look at one of the more cut-up ones. Did you know that what you read in here in the journal is super useful in the game? I didn't even know there was a game for this. They're just skin, or something that looks like skin, all the way through. No muscle, no bone, no organs. Are they even really alive in the first place? It's great but scary, I'm sure. They certainly seem like they have bones when they're moving around, pounding on the walls, and I'm sure I felt more resistance than just skin when the knife went in during the night. Maybe something happens to them when they die. Just one more thing on the ever-increasing list of weird shit that goes on in here, I guess. Something occurred. Oh my god. Oh, that looks so weird. That looks so weird on the emote wall. Something occurred to me after the staff attacked the other night. Every time you see a situation like this on TV or in a film, like it's the end of the world or everyone is trapped on an island or whatever, once groups like ours start to form, people always seem to turn on each other, fighting for food or dominance or whatever else. That hasn't happened here. Apparently people from other towns come by from time to time just to check in or occasionally to trade if they are short on something, but everything is always cordial, friendly even. Maybe it's the threat of the staff, or perhaps the constant restocking of supplies in the shops mean there's nothing much to fight over. Maybe people are just better than they're generally given credit for. That's a nice thought. I think I'll go with that one. A dozen people showed up at the gates this afternoon from a town called Trolleys. Apparently, the staff broke through the walls and tore the town apart during the night. These 12 are the only survivors out of over 100. We let them in, obviously. Oh god, guys, the staff, they're banging against the walls. One more point in the human decency column. Later, I asked if anyone knew how many of these towns there were out there. Between us and the new folks, we managed to come up with over 20 names. 20 towns filled with people, and who knows how many beyond that. It was very well timed. The motto for this place should be, how is that even possible? Surely someone, somewhere, must be looking for the thousands of people that must be in here. I've been here for a little over 2 months now. Not that much changes, as it turns out. A couple of new people showed up, same story as the rest of us. Nice little trip to IKEA, and suddenly they're trapped in Billy Bookcase's house of faceless weirdos. The staff attack the exchange once or twice a week. We kill them and haul their bodies off. Sometimes they hurt some of us first. They killed a guy called Jared a couple of weeks back. It was awful, frankly. Turns out, regular humans still bleed in here, even if the staff don't. We tried our best, but None of us are doctors. Jared was a good guy. He deserved better. We all do. It occurred to me a couple of days after that, none of us were really looking for a way out of here. I don't even know where we'd start. One of those quadcopter things with a camera attached buzzed past Exchange Day. I thought it meant that someone was finally looking for us, that help was on the way. Apparently, it's not the first time this has happened, though. Same thing happened a few months ago, and everyone is still here. No idea if it saw us. It didn't stop if it did. Just kept flying until we could no longer see it. Note: based on recovery time of the journal, this entry appears to line up approximately with our first successful test piloting a drone inside SCP-3081. Analysis of footage shows a walled settlement under a sign labeled Exchange and Returns. Attempts to relocate the settlement failed. Origin of previously sighted drones is unknown. I started talking to people about the stuff they miss from home during dinner today. Probably not the best idea I've ever had. Everyone seemed pretty down after. A bunch of people here have families, husbands and wives, kids, dogs. Franklin apparently has a pet llama, though I'm not sure I buy that. But apparently, some of the people here have some seriously odd gaps in their knowledge. 3 of them had never heard of the International Space Station. 2 of them seemed to think blank blank was the Prime Minister, and 1 of them had apparently never heard of the Statue of Liberty. I believe them, too. They seem just as confused as the rest of us. The more I thought about it, though, the more it started to explain a few things. What if the reason no one is looking for us all missing people is because we haven't all come from the same place? This is going to sound weird. Maybe that should be the motto for this place. But what if all the people here have come from different dimensions, realities, whatever you call it? I've seen enough TV shows to know the drill. Sarah comes from a place where there is no Statue of Liberty. They didn't launch a space station where Wasm is from. If everyone here came from different places, even from ones that seem identical, there'd be no huge missing persons panic, no mass search. We'd just be a blip, a single missing person in a world of non-stop news. Well, that was a fun train of thought. Just realized that yesterday was the 6-month anniversary of my arrival here. I wonder if IKEA sells party hats. The routine around here has remained more or less the same. More new folk show up, one every couple of weeks or so. Food supplies go up and down, but we've never actually had a major shortage. Occasionally, we get a visitor from one of the nearby towns, usually checkouts or aisle 630. We check in with each other from time to time, occasionally trade supplies if someone gets particularly low on something. It's comforting, in a way. A reminder that we aren't alone in here, some small glimmer of civilization. Sometimes they bring medical supplies. Apparently there's a pharmacy a few towns down from checkouts that gets restocked every now and then, so they share out what they can. You can make them using the trays that the burgers come in, or the paper in the offices. That's interesting. I've never heard of an IKEA with a pharmacy before, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if someone stumbled on an IKEA organ harvesting lab. Would certainly explain the staff. Speaking of our faceless jailers, their attacks have been getting worse lately. 3 or 4 times a week now, with twice as many staff as there used to be. No idea where they all come from, or why the attacks have increased. We tried following one of them during the day a few weeks ago, me and Sarah. Wanted to see if they led back to a staff room or something. Didn't seem to go anywhere, though. Just randomly walked through the aisles. We had to turn back before we found anything. We've been reinforcing the walls, trying to arm ourselves better. Certainly no lack of materials to use. Wasm has been making more crossbows, but it's pretty slow going. Too bad IKEA doesn't sell guns. Okay, you guys, I am going to take a quick break and make some tea. So I'm gonna run quick ad. How do I run ads? Ad commands Twitch.
Thank you for the...
Yeet.
Thank you for more... Thank you for cheering. Aiden, I appreciate the offer, but I think I'm just gonna run an ad break, switch to my BRB screen. Oh my gosh, thank you again.
NP.
Bro, you get all the cookies you want for this stream. Thanks so much. Hold on, / commercial. How does a 3-minute ad sound? 3-minute. It takes a while for the hot water to boil and stuff. So hang out, you guys. I will be coming back. I'm just gonna go get some tea. Make sure I'm not like destroying my vocal cords, because this is really fun, and like I want to keep doing this, and like I am really curious to see where this journal goes. But, bro,
Sounds good. Make a good tea.
I will. Thanks. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit. / commercial. What's the ad? What's the command? Commercial 180. And bam.
All right. We are back. I got my tea. I'm letting it seep right now. It's a throat coat tea that I bought because of theater.
Poggin' around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party pog.
That's that's very good. Thank you. What nickname should I give you? Because your username, clean your room. I don't know. Should I call you Clean? Do you have a nickname you want me to call you? I'm gonna switch over here. Thank you for the love, Danny. Okay, let's get my ambient music playing again. Clean's fine? Oh my gosh.
Clean is just fine.
Bro, you keep cheering. Thank you. Alright, Clean it is. Thank you so much for all the support today, Clean. Oh, that's a nice emote, Aiden. LBT. That's brilliant. That's amazing. I love that. Pride LGBT. That's wonderful. That's great. That's so great. Why have I been... Why did he think to ping me? I'm streaming. This man. Alright. Alright, where did I leave off? Too bad IKEA doesn't sell guns. Here, wait. Move this water bottle back to the side. Alright. No new personnel have entered SCP-3008 at Site Blank in the time span indicated in this entry. Did my... The attacks are getting bad now, almost every night, and with so many staff that the bodies... Wait, blah, blah, blah. The attacks are getting bad now, almost every night, and with so many staff that the bodies almost pile high enough for others to climb the walls. I think we're in real trouble here. I think exchange is done. We got hit pretty bad last night. Not many casualties, but the wall is wrecked. We finally figured out why the attacks had been escalating, too. A box of supplies had a chunk of one of the staff in there. No idea how it happened, but apparently a piece of one will draw them as well as a full body. Too late now in any case. There's too many bodies for us to haul away, and still have time to fix the wall before night. Candace has called a meeting. I suspect there'll be talk of abandoning exchange. Maybe try and get shelter at checkouts or something. I'm busy, Kirby. I'm reading about the IKEA SCP. I just made tea for it, see? I made special throat coat tea so that I could keep doing this. I'll play with you guys. We can do it on stream tomorrow, okay? You guys can play tonight if you want, but I'm willing to play tomorrow, right? It's already getting late though. I don't think we'll have time to make it. Maybe some of us will. I was fine for that first week out in the dark after all. But then, how often can I keep getting lucky? I'm only writing this for a sense of closure, I guess. For me, or for anyone who finds this, if this is the final entry here, I hope whoever is reading this is doing so from outside of this place. My biggest fear? If I do die tonight, no, fuck. Man. You know, fucking up the last line. Just, that's the ideal, you guys. Always fuck up the last line. Indeed. My biggest fear? If I do die tonight, I'll just wake up here again in the morning. Note, this is the last entry. It is assumed that while attempting to reach the checkout settlement, he was separated from the rest of his group by pursuing He was separated from the rest of his group by a pursuing SCP-3008-2 instance and happened upon the exit. Aw man, too bad he's dead. That sucks. Sad. Closed journal. Well, that was fun. Ooh, there's a hat. Oh, you know what? There's this one TikTok guy who like does SCP. He's like an SCP scientist, and my favorite like series that he's been doing is there's another account that has this monster that they made that's like what is it? My Little Chef or something like that. And his duets on those videos are always just really fun. Site 42. I don't recall. Let me look it up. Yeah, Site 42, that guy. Bro, he's great. He's great. I wish I saw more of his videos, but I just follow too many people. You follow them too. Yeah, his page is very fun. He's where I get like my little tastes of SCP from. Alright, thank you Aiden for the suggestion. This was a very fun read. Reading about SCP IKEA. I'm gonna look up. I want to see if there's a creepy Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Tails? Tails doll? Tails doll? Project Deadly Cuddles. Tails plush. Tails puppet. Puppet Tails. The antithesis of life. Relatives. Dr. Eggman is the canon creator and master, and Sonic is the non-canon Sonic.exe. The power of soul stealing. Hobby: murdering and torturing people, eating souls. Goal: murder as many people as possible. Kill the 7 pure souls. Type of pasta: robotic doll. Type of pasta? What the fuck? The Tails doll's most famous quote: "Can you feel the sunshine?" Tails doll to the protagonist of one of his many infamous stories: "You are coming with me forever." This is so cute. There's a video. Oh no! What the fuck?
After I got home, it was.
All right, that's just a narration. I can do that myself. I'll leave that for later. Do we want to look through this? It's a little what's the word? Like, I don't know the word. But yeah. I'll read through it if you guys want. Again, I'm always open to more requests. Like if you have more SCPs, or if you have like a creepypasta you want me to read, or like some monologue or dialogue or anything, like short story, literally, as long as it abides by the chat rules, like no not safe for work, no discrimination, any of that stuff. As long as it follows the rules, feel free to send it in chat. I'll check it out and see if we might read it on stream. You know, might get some cool narration. I'm gonna switch back to. I want my jazz lo-fi back. Oh yeah. Okay. Whoops, I forgot to turn captions on. I'm sorry. Turned them off during my break, and I forgot to turn them back on. Alright. We can either continue reading the second chapter of Cheermas, or we can read through this. What do you guys think? What are you feeling like, chat? You wanna read through this, play? A tragicomedy? Or do you wanna read the second chapter? Or we can read the creepypasta. Up to you guys. What do you want? What do you want? I'm vibing with anything. Alright. More D&D. So the tiramisu one, alright. Yeah, I can do that. I'll be happy to read more of Asher's stuff. Especially because I've like yet to read it myself, so. Alright. Let's go ahead and read chapter 2. Flip a coin to choose
between the three.
I forget that it reads it out by itself. Thank you again for the cheer. A coin flip. You know, there's always the possibility that it lands on its side. Thanks for the suggestion. I think I'm just gonna go with chapter 2 of Tiramisu. A D4. I don't want to take out my dice bag. I'm just going with this. You'll also like a port. The Dream SMP as warrior cats 2. What is? What? God, Wattpad, please. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're fine. We're ignoring it. We're just gonna read. We're just gonna read chapter 2. It's okay. Can I drink this yet? I don't want to burn myself. That'll make things worse. Should I do an ASMR stream one day? I don't know. I don't know how good at it I'll be. But I want to do more Thank you, Danny. I want to do more streams like this format of just like me talking and you know, like doing stuff related to like acting and like voice stuff instead of playing games. 'Cause like games are fun, but that was never my like intention. Like even my YouTube, so my YouTube channel, the original intention of like 2016 me, 2015, 2016 was like, I'm gonna create a Minecraft gaming channel. And that kind of went away pretty quickly. And then I started posting song covers and I'm like, yeah, I'm the music. Yep, that's my thing. So I just stopped with the gameplay videos. So now while I upload, I also went through private. Oh yeah, that's whatever. Basically, bottom line, I want to do more of this, and less gameplay. Like I still want to continue gameplay because honestly, fucking playing games on stream is literally the most that I play games. I do not play games often outside of stream, or like playing with my friends. Hence why I don't consider myself much of a gamer.
I've seen the webcomic where they ship George and Dream as anime characters, and basically,
it's a webcomic?
let's just say I am kinda numb to all other fan fictions now. What games do you play again?
What games do I play? Okay, I play Genshin Impact, Minecraft. Sometimes I'll play Overwatch with some friends. I have like various games. Like I have with my group of friends. I've played Human Fall Flat, Overcooked, whatever else. Like there, you know, a game will go on sale and it'll be multiplayer, and like I'll get pinged. It's like, hey, do you want to get this game? We can play it together. So I have whatever games they wrote me into. But the main ones that I really play is like Genshin, Minecraft. I don't play Overwatch as much, but sometimes Overwatch. You know I'm not a gamer when I can't list more. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeet.
Yeet indeed. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my dad had to tell me something. Alright. Enough talking. Let's get back to reading. Alright. This music, actually. I need my tavern music back. Quick, stroll faster. Fantasy. Tavern. Let's find a different one. What about this one? Oh yeah. Hell yeah, we're vibing now. Alright. Lass. Excuse me, lass. I am a dwarf. I am a dwarf. What the hell? Kuno rushed up to the figure in the doorway. Sin walked around the back of his bar and out towards the door, nodding to a coworker as if to say he was going on a break. The man in red made his way towards the door as well. Before the figure could even react, an entire group of people surrounded them. The figure was a girl. She had gray skin and long pointy ears. An elf. However, she was awfully short for an elf. Almost as short as Kuno. She wore a black cloak and kept her hood up. She had chainmail armor on and wore linen pants. She was like a shadow. "Excuse me, lass. How are you alive?" Kuno asked. I know you don't talk much, but please, you must tell us how you lived through the encounter. Accents are hard, man. Through the encounter. I thought I saw you get dragged underground. Kuno was practically a kid bouncing off the walls. Are you really that good of a fighter? Maybe afterwards we can have a duel. The girl doesn't look to be in a mood to fight, Kuno. You can't go off and ask every person who comes back from a quest if they want to fight you, a voice said. Oh, this is a man. Whoops. Sin turned around, away from the figure, and noticed a man approaching. He was tall, muscular, and had faded bronze hair that was jagged and fell just past his ears. He wore black leather and had very distinctive yellow eyes. He was also human, just like many of the patrons at Sin's tavern. I don't ask everyone to fight me if they survive a quest, Kuno protested, getting looks from both Sin and the yellow-eyed human. Kuno stopped for a moment, thinking to himself. I really don't, he protested. Anyways. Oh, wait, no. Yellow-eyed man. Anyways, I'd also like to know how you survived, the yellow-eyed human said. The girl, however, said nothing. Her expression was incredibly soft, as if she wasn't sure why people had surrounded her. She was holding 2 bags, of which Sin could only assume were the heads of the undead creatures. The man who had stood up in the back approached her. They traded goods, and the girl got paid for her duty in protecting the town from the presumed undead threat. I knew it! The Inquisitor exclaimed. I knew the undead were back in the province. I knew the crypts were haunted. Let Fuma bless you, young lady, he said before leaving the tavern. Sin's heart dropped from his chest into his stomach. His hands shook, and his eyes looked around at everyone. The undead curse is back, and it looks like everyone knows it now, he thought, horrified. The shadow girl turned around and began to leave. What's your name? The yellow-eyed human asked as she was leaving. She turned around and stared at him, before moving her gaze to the man in red. She just stood there. No response. A man from the crowd approached her. What? You can answer him. Come on, kid. We just want to know who you are so we can congratulate you. The man asked and approached the group. The yellow-eyed human gave him a rude look. The way the second man was speaking was slurred and rude. Gus, you're drunk. Go away. Let us talk to her. Sometimes people don't know how to talk back. The yellow-eyed human glared at him before gesturing his hands to get him to go away. Just go, man. I'll deal with this, Sin said, turning to Gus. He's right. You've had a bit too much to drink. You've had a bit to drink. You've had a bit to drink. Gus scoffed and gave the yellow-eyed human a glare before returning to his seat. Much of the crowd had dispersed once they assumed that the shadow girl wasn't going to say anything back. I'm Oliver, the yellow-eyed human said, approaching her and reaching out his hand. He bent down towards the short elf girl to try and get her to speak. You guys are scaring her. She's probably just overwhelmed at the amount of people that are around her. Kuno backed up, and so did Sin, and soon the rest of the crowd dispersed, leaving only a few people standing in front of the girl. What's your name? Oliver asked again, softer this time. The girl just stared at him with her big purple eyes. Oliver got a good look at her and saw her gray skin and blonde hair.
She looked odd for an elf, but that didn't stop Oliver from attempting to console her.
Can she not speak? Sin asked.
She hadn't said anything to me, Kuna replied. I talked plenty while we searched the outside at the crypts. He laughed to himself, trying to lighten the mood. The girl was staring at the man in red, as if she was fascinated with him, but he seemed to be in a completely different place mentally right now.
Oliver, was it? What do you think? Is she mute?
Sin asked the young man. I'm not sure, Oliver replied, taking a step back and looking at the girl. The girl is elven, obviously, despite her short stature. I'm not sure why she isn't responding to us. Oliver noticed that she was staring at the man in red. Oliver turned towards him. Perhaps you could talk to her. Me? The man in red asked, shuffling around. The chains on his wrists clattered as he moved, and he adjusted his cloak to cover them up. Why should I? He was cut off as he had noticed the girl staring at him the entire time. She's been focused on you for some reason ever since she turned around, Oliver remarked. The man in red approached the young elf quickly, too quickly. She put her hand on her weapon hilt, which caused everyone but the man in red to flinch.
Whoa, girlie, no need to get violent around here, Sin said. You pull that weapon out here and you'll have everyone in this tavern to fight.
Oh, so she's a fighter! Alright, let me at her! Kuno bellowed, clenching his fists tightly. Sitting is weird, you guys. Sitting is difficult. Did you know? Oh my god. Can you do Robbie. I don't know. Send it to me, and I'll see. She's defending herself. She isn't trying to pick a fight, Oliver said.
Seconded.
Oh my god. You guys gonna make me read a fanfiction? Okay. An Abraham X Lincoln. How does that wait? Whatever. Just send it to me. In the meantime.
Weren't you just crying about her being dead 5 minutes ago? Sin asked.
She's alive now, ain't she?
That's not the point.
Time travel? Everyone took a step closer. The elven girl growled and scowled, baring her teeth like an animal. Her canines were unnaturally sharp. Everyone took another step back. She hesitated for a moment before taking a deep breath and relaxing her posture. The man in red smiled, noticing her facial features. Look here, he said, moving his slicked back red hair away from covering one of his ears. They were pointed like the elf girl's ears, however, they were much smaller. He opened his mouth and pointed at his teeth. They were just like hers. Was he a half-elf? Oliver thought, looking at the man in red as he began to talk to the girl. Oliver looked at the chains around his wrists. Why would he wear those chains? I'm like you, the man in red said. The girl visibly calmed down and stared at the man with big eyes again. My name is Asher. What's yours? I forget what Asher's voice sounds like. It's very unique. Or like, very... What does he sound like? My name is Asher. What's yours? Asher spoke with a warmer tone to this girl and sat down in front of her, cross-legged. Oliver noticed the knife at Asher's belt. Is he a mage? Perhaps that's why he's not carrying a more suitable weapon. Oliver thought, eyeing his own sword that was hooked to his belt. He shook his head. Pay attention, damn it. The girl spoke, and everyone around her gasped for a moment.
So she does,
Sin said, but Asher waved his hand to stop him from talking. Let her finish, he said. She went on, stumbling over her words. Her face became physically discomforted, as if it was painful for her to speak. Ellie, she swallowed. Ellie, she managed. She looked at Asher's ears, then down to his mouth as he smiled, then up to his eyes. She seemed to physically calm down. Safe, she said, quicker this time before sitting down on the floor next to Asher. She took off her hood to reveal herself and reached out her hand to greet him awkwardly. By the gods, Kuno muttered, getting a look at the elf's face. She had by the gods. She had a large bloodied scar on her left eye, with a large black patch covering it. Her dull blonde hair flowed down on her face, a chunk of it cut so that her purple eye was visible. Her nose was small, and her face held slight freckles all along her cheeks and nose. Ellie, she said, again, holding out her hand and waiting for Asher to shake it. Hi, Ellie, Asher said. It's nice to meet you. He shook her hand. She recoiled immediately as he touched her. Ellie struggled to say something, but stopped halfway through as it became too much for her. See, it wasn't so hard, was it? Oliver smiled. So, Ellie, how did you survive being dragged underground? He asked, and Asher stood up to face him. The way she speaks hurts her, or weakens her. It could also just take too much energy. The best way we can communicate with her is if she writes something out. I recommend we sit her down at a table and have her explain it to us in a way that doesn't hurt her, Asher said. Oliver looked into his eyes. It's as if he's calculating 100 different things all at once, he thought as Asher looked up at the ceiling for a moment before turning his attention back down to Oliver. That's a good idea, Oliver replied, offering a hand for Ellie to take. She grabbed his hand and didn't recoil as he was wearing a glove. Ellie stood up to her feet and let go of Oliver's hand, immediately positioning herself closer to Asher. You guys go on ahead. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a tavern to run. Sin laughed before snarling and returning back to his bar. Just be careful and don't break any more of my doors. He looked down at Ellie, who just smiled back with a bright expression. So, just the four of us then? Oliver said. Hey, at this point we could form a party, he smiled. We could deal with the threat of the undead over in the crypts. We can talk while Ellie writes down how she ended up living through the encounter, Asher replied. As he spoke, Asher couldn't help but think about the information that was spilled here today. The threat of the undead lurks once again in Tiramis. The reality of it sank in. Where there are undead, there are necromancers, Asher thought to himself. The dead can truly come back to life. Ooh! Ooh! Interesting. Oh, I don't know why Wattpad's struggling right now. Oh, yes. Bar noises.
Bar noises.
I keep forgetting it does that. So, Robbie, you're okay. Is there a nickname you want me to call you on stream, or are you fine with your name? You don't care. All right. Well, so he sent me. It's not a link. This is it? It's this short? Wait. What? Robbie. Oh my god.
Don't say this out loud challenge.
They got it that time. Robbie, oh my god. My reaction. Yeah, so I can't read this on stream, Robbie. Jesus Christ. Oh. Sorry, I'm just like reading this really quickly. Made it to impress someone? Who are you? What person is... You apologized to me in the middle of the story.
Robbie, I swear if there is another Amogus reference I will put you down into the depths of the IKEA from the SCP universe and incapacitate you and then make the IKEA only have Among Us plushies so you'll be in a personal hell for life.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so... Jesus Christ, Robbie. I mean, like, it's fine, because I also I've also written, like, really cringy... Robbie. I have had my fair share of cringy fan fictions. Like, I myself, they're still up there. This pains me to even think about. But it has 3K reads, so like, someone likes it.
The cringe is real.
You know what I did recently? Last night I wrote a short story about one of my D&D characters, and I recorded a quick voiceover for it, and I like have music in the background and everything. I think it would be okay to share. It was fun. No, yeah, my fanfics are definitely not this bad. They're cringy, because like, you know, they're of their time. But like, they're not this. Like, look, we can take a look. Like, even that description, dude. Even this description. That's the only fanfic you've written. Look at this. Dark tubers. What are they? Who knows? They're not real. Not yet, at least. Oh, I'm sorry. You look lost. Welcome to the alternate Darkiverse. And then this fucking note. This does not include strong swearing. There are minor swears like hell and damn. Little did this bitch know that over quarantine, the amount of swearing that happens increased like tenfold. Like sixth grade Amber really believed that she was not going to swear. Look at where you are now, bitch. Discontinued. Yes, I'm not finishing this. Look at this. Look at this. I hate it.
Robbie is a manifestation of the depth of the dark parts of the internet in a reality. Bender to make cringe concentrate and pour it over a keyboard.
Yeah, the Garrison and Calhoun one. God, that makes me cry. I'm just internally crying just thinking about it. We still got tavern music playing, bro. There, I'm getting back to my jazz. I don't want to read the Garrison and Calhoun. I need to scan it. Send it to me again, and I will scan it. Cause it, like, you made it. It's nothing bad, yeah. Cause it was a fucking school assignment. Jesus. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick vibe break.
Who is Garrison and who is Calhoun? And this sounds like a homosexual fanfiction.
Yeah, it is. it's so God, this assignment. Okay, good. It didn't open in the tab that's here. I get to view it for myself as long as I switch to my other account. Where is it? Here. I still haven't finished my bubble tea. I'm so bad at finishing things, dude. You guys can't see it. I'm just the disclaimer. Also, we didn't read their bios, and I have no clue what their personalities are like.
Super Smash theme plays Rob, it brings the cringe.
You're so right. You're so right, Clean. You're so right. You imagine that they'd be attracted to each other. Yeah, I can tell. Just a little bit of creative liberty. Enemies to lover. Fast burn. Very fast. The fucking emoji. There's an emoji in here. Why is this 4 page? I don't remember this being 4 pages long. Robbie, you can't just say stuff like that. That's technically against. He's the suffering.
An alpha something and something walk into a bar.
I am afraid to. Sure. Sure. Why
Robbie
not?
Speak of submarines, the Indian one suck.
Why not? Okay. I need some what vibe of music do you think? This happens in like a bar and coffee shop, right? I need coffee shop ambience. That's not.
What's going on, guys?
That's not what I wanted. All right. Put on the Among Us Happy Meal video. The what?
Did you actually send this to Basant? Robbie, please be joking. Please. Please no.
No, yeah, no. Bazant, they read this. You guys read this, right? During class. They read it during class. This was for an assignment. Do not order Among Us that's in my search history now. Fucking. This is the disclaimer. I need my coffee shop ambience. They kiss at the end. Spoilers!
No wonder Basant looked so depressed last time I saw him.
Mr. Basant. Thank you, text-to-speech. Alright. John C. Calhoun walked into the bar/coffee shop mix, looking warily around his surroundings. You could never be more careful when you're a U.S. senator in the 1830s. He took a seat. Barkeep, I'll have a whiskey sour on the rocks. The bartender turned around, revealing that he was none other than world-renowned abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison. It was simply a side hustle of his at the time, nothing more. However, when his most abhorred slave supporter enters, he regrets getting the job in the first place. Garrison looked at Calhoun with a smug look on his face.
Kill me now.
Yeah, that's valid. It's accurate, clean. Garrison looked at Calhoun with a smug look on his face. Well, if it isn't Senator Calhoun. What a shocking coincidence. Garrison shot at Senator Calhoun, who responded with a sigh, smirking in a bittersweet manner. I see they're hiring anyone who walks through the door now. It's too bad that I've already ordered, but I wouldn't want to waste your precious northerner liquor. Calhoun sat on the bar stool, casting dark glances about the room and deliberately avoiding Garrison's judging gaze, until by freak chance a paperboy happened to drop a newspaper with a very spookily chosen headline: U.S. wins Mexican-American War.
Document named Pensive.
Yeah, it's named Pensive.
So that's that, huh? I guess no matter what the uppity businessmen have to say about the war in the North, the American people will have their way in the end, Calhoun said while looking smugly up at Garrison. You have too many how many documents do you have named Pensive, Robbie? Tell us. Garrison gave Calhoun a scathing look in response. There's a grimace, audibly palpable in his voice. The American people gave their lives for this war, and for what? So the U.S. could get some rundown scraps of land in the West to hold their slaves in? Like 4. Calhoun retorted, wait, that's the slaves in? Calhoun retorted with, the slaves in the West will prosper in the land given to them. Their masters already give them good living conditions out of the goodness of their hearts. The slaves in the West are brutally mistreated by their masters. If I may, Senator, I have several informational pamphlets that I can give you on this topic. It's honestly fascinating to know the extent this problem lies. There was a confident look on Garrison's face as he knew he could pull a Ben Shapiro and destroy the Democrats. And so he reached under... I'm not breaking any, toss, right? And so he reached under the counter for his hidden stash of Liberator brochures that he kept with him at all times. Calhoun, however, had other plans. Oh, fucking Christ. Mr. Garrison, respectfully, I know several southern plantation owners, and all of them have provided me with detailed information on how their estates are run for the slaves. They are given plenty of food and water and adequate shelter at night. I just read the next line. Garrison couldn't believe what he was hearing. This was not a pro-gamer moment. Mr. Senator, sir, disrespectfully, you're full of shit. Those plantation owners falsified documents on the daily.
This was not a pro-gamer moment. Robbie, you made me drop my bits down the drain.
Damn. Come on, Robbie. What are you doing? Those plantation owners falsify documents on the daily, and the information you have is likely gleaned from these erroneous reports. Sounds like a... Jesus Christ, you guys. If all you're going to do is argue for the slave's condition, you're no better than a woman. You must think about the nation as a whole. Without slavery, the South's economy would crumble, and you know it. But we all see that this nation will disunify, so it doesn't matter anyway. Lost my damn bits, all Robbie's fault. Damn, rip. Calhoun rose from the bar stool. This flagrant disrespect of Southern culture, however, I will not stand for. You should know this, Garrison. Garrison was frightened at this challenge, though he did not show this, maintaining his composure. Are you threatening me, Mr. Calhoun? He said, clenching his fists. Your party surely won't tolerate such a blatant challenge of free speech. Haha, very funny thing to say, Garrison. Or should I say, Lloyd? Calhoun refers to Garrison's middle name in a surprisingly a soothing and easygoing tone. Or, haha, a very funny thing to say, Garrison. Or should I say, Lloyd? I fucking hate myself. You know, this would be plenty easier if you just complied to our needs. My needs, if you will. Calhoun gave him a smirk. Senator Calhoun, I prefer it if you used a more professional tone. I'd expect that from a dogmatic follower of the Constitution such as yourself. Garrison sneered at him. If he could just get him to admit... How the hell did you guys read this in class? How did Bazant let this happen? If he could just get him to admit to something that could be taken out of context in any way, the next edition of The Liberator would be a bestseller. Calhoun chose this moment to say something very brave and very stupid. I know he stopped at the end, but the fact that he made it to the end. Garrison, you must know I am willing to give up on this issue. This music is making it sound like a certain type of film in the category of adult films and in the genre of LGBT romance. It's on TikTok. Didn't that get deleted or like privated or taken down? Didn't Bazant find out and he's like, hey, don't do that. The submarine, yes. Yes, the submarine. Garrison owns the submarine. Yes, I know. But I got it. Don't tell. It's okay. He doesn't watch my streams, I'm sure. Jesus Christ. Garrison, you must know I am willing to give up on this issue. The Whigs in the North raised some valid points too, and I think if we could compromise on this issue, we could arrive at a solution. Perhaps make it a final solution. Remember the Missouri Compromise of 1820? That worked out just fine, didn't it? Calhoun suddenly grimaced, knowing that both sides weren't actually very happy with the Missouri Compromise. But it worked nonetheless. He realized what he had said and quickly stopped talking. But, unfortunately for him, it was too late. Garrison had caught hold of his statement. Robbie made you these gems. Oh my god. Does it even highlight? Wait. It doesn't even like highlight the message. Does it? It doesn't. It doesn't highlight the message in the chat box. Weird. How can you say the Missouri Compromise worked out just fine? You, of all people, should know that it paved the way for a northern plurality in the House, and it allowed us to continue this godforsaken institution you Southerners insist on clinging on to. Garrison starts preparing Calhoun's drink, using jerking motions as he does so, expressing his obvious anger. Shoving the drink in Calhoun's face almost forcefully, he grits his teeth as he utters his next word. John, just go. This isn't worth arguing about with you. No, please, go on. Argue all you want about those slaves who aren't even of your race, Garrison. The slaveholders deserve better of you, Calhoun said, attempting to stoke the debate once more. He was one to spark arguments, and something about getting Garrison riled up seemed very entertaining to him. First of all, the only thing slaveholders deserve is a... Secondly, there's only one race, the human race. And don't start talking about NASCAR. Thirdly, even if these slaves may be differentiated from me based on their color, they are still human. Quote all the lines you want from the Constitution, but that remains a fact. The cafe bar went silent, not knowing what to be confused about. The barrister bartender spouting political opinions, or the word nuclear. Garrison huffs, setting down Calhoun's drink in front of him. I want to fucking die. I cannot believe you managed to get me. It was really easy, to be honest, but I still can't believe that you managed to get me to read this on stream. Would you say reading My Immortal would be equally as terrible or worse or better? Let me know in the chat. The Constitution is held near and dear to our hearts. Don't go spouting your disgusting talk about equality or abolition near me when it flies in the face of the principles this country was built upon. Garrison, you must understand, the Union cannot stand if you keep disseminating these treasonous documents, Calhoun said passionately, his face flushing red with anger. America not dropping a third nuke is Thursday. Garrison grabs the collar of Calhoun's shirt almost violently, pulling Calhoun towards himself. Suddenly, they were inches apart, Garrison's face still seething with anger, while Calhoun's countenance now showing surprise. Garrison whispers, their breath intermingling due to their close proximity within one another. Good. The North doesn't deserve to associate with dirt like you. Oh my god, Calhoun chuckles, breaking the tension between the two. He speaks in a low tone, asking a seemingly genuine question. Are we about to kiss right now? No, we mustn't. Garrison throws Calhoun away from himself, Calhoun hitting the floor with an oomph. Garrison mumbles, the blush on their faces still apparent. I'm taking my break early. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back. I just needed a moment. I just needed a moment. Oh, great. He clipped it. Oh, great. Oh, wonderful. Go ahead and send that to the Discord. Hey, guys, did you know that I have a Discord? You can send clips to it. I think. Do I have a channel for clips? Do I? Maybe I want like, wait. Maybe I should put it in highlights. Do I not have a clip? I don't have a clip. I don't have a clip channel. I don't have a channel for clips. Damn. I'm gonna make a channel for clips. What should I call it? People who are in the server know the theme. Join the server right now if you're not already. People in the server know the theme. What clip? Well, yeah, okay. Clips, but like. What's a funny, like, highlights, like, clips? I'll just call it clips for now. I'll come up with something later. Short film theater. Clips, ooh, chance. There's a universe where I never clicked on your stream and never had to witness this. There's a universe where I never did the stream. There's a universe where Robbie, there's a universe where none of this exists. There's something theater. Maybe. I'll keep it in mind. Anyway. Drinking this tea. It's very hot. Okay. This is really good blackmail, Robbie. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna... do I want to continue? Do I want to continue? In all, like, do I want to end stream on that? I don't think I do. I'm gonna... You know what? Let's have a fun time. Let's go through my stories. All of my writing. Which one do you guys want? You want my short stories or do you want alternate dark verse? There's a universe where Robbie isn't a DJ. Jesus Christ. There's a universe. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, people are fighting in my chat. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Oh. Whoa. What? Okay, big man. Sorry, my friend was drawing art and they finished it and oh my gosh. This is great. I love it. Anyway. Look who's talking. Sorry, Chance. I'll spill water on your lap. You guys. Stop fighting, stop bickering, and tell me which one you want to read. Do you want to read alternate Darkiverse or do you want to read my short stories? Look, these are the chapters for short stories. Okay. And these are the chapters for alternate Darkiverse. Alright, short stories it is. Which short story do we want? The earlier it was posted, the worse it is. All of these ones are like pretty decent still. These ones are kind of nah. What do we want? Do we want Go away. What the how Do we want, this one? Time and War. I did this one for an English assignment. I found it in, like, my Google Docs one day, and I'm like, this is pretty decent. Let's post it. So I did. No, 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 not at all. No, no. This is a made up, this is... So our assignment was we got a random image, right? And we just had to... Do you want me to read my World War II Avoid for Family? No. I really don't. Robbie, no. Basically, we were supposed to write... Robbie. We were supposed to write a short story inspired by the image prompt. And so I saw this and I'm like, this hand looks like someone who's in a war, so let's write something about a war. Very likely not an accurate depiction of war, because I don't know what war's like. You guys can read this, by the way. Like, it's in my card. If you go, what? Nightbot? Nightbot? What do you mean? Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. There. If you go there, you can find links to all of my... You can find links to this. Why did I name him Caden Moranis? Some Nightbot malfunctions. Anyway, you can go there. My Wattpad link is in there, and then you can find this. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Christ. Yeah. I don't know how to... Sorry. Discord. I gotta get off of the Discord, man. Seriously. I'm not reading this. This is so... You guys can read this one. I don't feel like reading this one. I think I'm just tired now. I have school tomorrow. I have to I have to wake up early to shower. I have to wake up even earlier than usual. I was gonna shower tonight, but I forgot I had the stream. Pain. In that case, I should probably get to bed. Yeah, you gotta head out. You have something in the morning. Thanks for hanging out, Cal. Hope you enjoyed. I'm also gonna, I guess, head to bed soon. It's a nice stream. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have a good one. Good night. Enjoy your cookies. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna end stream. Stick around for the raid. We are going to be raiding... Who are we raiding? We are going to be raiding Great Blue Heron, who is currently playing Darkest Dungeon. You'll stay around for the raid? Alright, awesome. We're gonna be raiding... Yeah, Great Blue Heron, who's playing Darkest Dungeon. We have raided him once before. He's really nice. He's awesome. Make sure when you raid to refresh the page really quickly so that you... so that he gets your views, because that's important, because raids don't automatically like add your view count to the streamer's view count, so refresh that page. I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm probably gonna play Overcooked with my friends, probably. The cheer, I just realized it, like... Forgot it did that. Forgot it did that. Anyway. Thanks for hanging out. I'm streaming tomorrow, 9 p.m. PDT. Come hang out. We're probably gonna be playing Overcooked with my friends. So that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be chaotic. It's gonna be exciting. Make sure to check out Asher. At Asher. Next stream I did the B movie. I'll keep it in mind, clean. Thank you for the suggestion.
Maybe next Monday. Maybe we'll do another one of these. We'll do part 2, alright? Anyway. The quotes check. Oh, really? I have quotes muted. Alright, I'll look through those in a sec. Yeah, what else do I say? Thank you, Clean, for all the bits, by the way. You're awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone else, for hanging out and for enjoying this and for vibing. Thank you to, Ada and, like, everyone else who suggested, things for me to read. Your suggestions were great. For the most part. I'm glad you guys had fun. I also had fun. This was very enjoyable. I can't wait to do this some more. So yeah, this was, I'd say, a pretty good success. So I'll definitely be doing more of these kinds of streams in the future. It just makes me happy to know that they were successful and that they worked out well and, you know, that I had fun. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Stick around for the raid. Once again, we're raiding Great Blue Heron, who's playing Darkest Dungeon. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the VOD, if you were here and you left, if you are still here, however you are absorbing this content right now, you get a very special cookie from me. It can be whatever cookie that you want. Here you go. I hope you enjoy. And I say adieu. Good night. Bye.